I think first thing I'd like to say, hats off to our marketing staff here, my staff here. Coach Pate was instrumental in our paint game this year, and I believe, and I don't know the numbers, I believe we raised a good chunk for the KYAL Foundation today. And so start from that. This is an important day in women's basketball, and I'm proud that Marshall contributed on a pretty high level. So all the fans that contributed to that kind of stuff, I really appreciate that. And then, as I said, the people here made it a really good event. So the game, I guess I challenged our team after Thursday. Bill Self was on, it's kind of on Twitter, kind of going after his team for not having to coach effort. And I just challenged him to go find that, And today I didn't coach much effort. We just got to do basketball things. And we'll be just fine if that is the standard that we operate from, is the players here at Marshall take care of how hard Marshall women's basketball plays, and then I get to worry about what play to get them in. And we did that for 40 minutes. I really think we put together a pretty complete game. They're a good defensive team. I'm sure I'm going to get a question about, the bad quarter. Well, some of that is a good basketball team. Sometimes they just get in you, and you move the ball, and where it ends up, you don't make the shot. And I told our girls at halftime, I think that's what happened. I think we got good shots. We got to get a little tougher and get them in. And we did that more in the second half. I think comparatively speaking, UAB was 8-10 last year. So what happened down the stretch? Over the course of time, that group has been in those situations more, and they didn't win them all last year either. They lost 10 of them last year. So they experienced it. They experienced close. They got tougher. They learned that they have to execute better. The ball's got to be in the right spot. My screen's got to be good, hard, and legal, and we're going to get it done. And we're closer than we were when I sat in here after Appalachian State, but we're not quite good enough to beat a team that's a little bit further ahead in that progression than we are, quite frankly. I thought Shayna was great in the fourth quarter, and her and I have talked about that. Her numbers got better in the fourth quarter today. They got better, and we needed that. So she grew up today in terms of, what am I supposed to run? Where am I supposed to be? Okay, now here's the ball, let me stick it. And she did that, So I guess there's growth there. Going back to Thursday a little bit, Thursday was so weird that the team had played well against FIU, well on the road again, came back here, and I don't know what happened on Thursday, but we should have put together a better effort. And I'm proud of the bounce back today. They went back to being a better basketball team. And last point, tired of moral victories. Tired of moral victories. But you've got to continue to get in the fight to learn how to get over the hump. May not be any questions after that. That was long.
Shayna, did Thursday come down to energy out of the locker room for you all? And what did you all do differently, mindset-wise, to get ready for today? Because it seemed like you all were ready from the jump today.
Yeah, I think we did a team. We all went to Fat Patty's yesterday and spent some more time together. I think that, I'm not the only one. I think the whole team thinks we need to spend more time together because it helps on the court, and obviously it showed today. We played better. We had better ball movement. We knew what we were supposed to do on defense, knew what we were supposed to do on offense. But yesterday we came to work at practice. We put together a game plan and we executed, and just sometimes you fall short. But I'm sure, and I have faith in my team that we'll bounce back and play good against UTEP on Thursday.
It didn't really seem like they tried to force things. You get down 17, you have the offensive lull in the second. It just seemed like they weren't trying to hit a 17-point shot. They were just chipping away a little bit. And is that the sign of growth with a team that that you're not trying to do too much, you're just playing within yourself?
I get, and I didn't even know we were down 17. I knew it ballooned up in double digits, but I didn't know that. I think so. I mean, I think, look, to repeat something I already said, up till Thursday, I'm like, this team's getting better. We act like a basketball team now. And then Thursday happens, it's like, we just gave it all back. I feared that we gave it all back, but we didn't, I guess, because we were fighting it today. And we were considerably better in the fourth quarter at execute with a couple little things that we were close to getting right, and we didn't get right. And, we had some open people and just, I don't know if they're probably just in the moment, in the pressure that we haven't been there. We haven't been there. And they'll get it because, we just got to get in those moments and then they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
It seemed like every time that you all made a surge and got back, Childress hit a big shot. I mean, it just seemed like, you would be a half step off of her or something like that and she'd drain one.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and our guards worked really hard to, for her to get 24. I think they, she left a lot out there, and 30, Childress still had 24. So there was a couple times when we got switched off, and I didn't want to help off her at all. And she moves really well without the ball. She just keeps moving, move, and they're patient. Really good passing team. They're patient, and eventually they find her. It's hard to chase her for 27 seconds, and then the last 1.5 seconds, you go, where'd she go? And she's out there burying another three. Which that happens sometimes. Works very, very hard, and still, she finds a little window and makes you pay. But she's pretty good at that too. She's pretty good at that too. But Childress was freshman of the year last year. She's well on her way to, first team all-conference player. That's what good players do. They find a way to beat you, and she did.
You get the feeling as you watch the individual games that your difficulties are different, or there's a different combination of problems each game?
Not really. I mean, they're kind of coming down to, rebounding kind of rears its ugly head almost every time. And we just have to be so clean and good in that phase to survive it that, just a little lull and we give one up. Today we gave up 8 offensive rebounds, 8 second chance points, so we were okay in that phase, and that probably helped us hang in there. Turnovers, we really have been a pretty good turnover team this year. Now, in the fourth quarter, it has bothered us. And we had 2 in the fourth quarter that, whatever, just leave it there. That were key. They were key.
So those are the 2 things that come to mind.
Well, I think that it's kind of, basketball kind of, those are things coaches really look at. And, so it kind of goes to that. But, shot selection, turnovers, those kind of clumped together. I thought we were better tonight. I thought we executed pretty well. I asked them to call, after whoever we played on the road the other day, the Charlotte Southern Miss trip, I was like, down the stretch, just find me, look for the ball guy and figure out what he's calling. And they did that. We did that. We ran some good stuff that got us good looks, and just not quite good enough. Just little tiny things that ball's supposed to go over here, but they brought it. We brought it. So.
Anything else?